Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're into our second game of Group B. It's going to be Av3k up against Vo. We're going to find out if Vo can take a 2-0 lead in the group or if Av3k can prevent that from happening. Already some Doomslayer action and some Anarchy. Anarchy played by Vo, Doomslayer by Av3k. Also sporting the VP tag here.
Yep, nice little tag with Vo with the Steel Series tag. Av3k with the slightly better set of requirements at the point in time. Having a rocket, I'm assuming he will have a rail as well, so Vo needs to be exceptionally careful.
Yeah, it looks like he's already giving Av3k a lot more respect than he did against RZD, though, at the same time. I was wondering if there's maybe some technical issues going on there.
No, he was waiting for a sound cue to know exactly where Av3k was.
Okay, well now he's got the mega health. Heavy armor picked up by Av3k, so a little bit of a slow start off the get-go, but again, Vo doesn't have the rocket launcher.
No,
he hasn't been to that side of the map.
And this is why he's playing very slow, because without knowing where Av3k is, he is in a very vulnerable position.
Oh, he's actually playing up close here. Was that the shotgun out? No. Actually backs away. He's going to surprise him. He's going to come around the corner. He's going to eat a rocket directly. The second's not going to connect, though, in a counter rail by Av3k. It's going to net him the control. He needed to push him back, but Vo goes for the challenge, pops the injection, and now he's got to back away to go for the mega help. But now Av3k has a chance to pick this one up, or at least prevent him from doing it, punish him if he goes for it. And look at them already dodging the rockets from both sides. But Av3k coming up strong, 23 HP, but he gets the frag.
Each rail is critical. 2 in a row is deadly. And we see coming out the teleporter, Av3k hitting the first rocket, popping Vo into the air. Literally no hope after that. And the patience in the rocket, that's what astounds me with someone like Av3k. Very, very risky here from Vo. Too early. He thought he could get in time and zip back out. That's why he did it, but...
Was he trying to prevent Av3k from getting a lot more control, trying to take away the heavy armor, hoping that Av3k didn't have the timing on it?
He would have known Av3k was there, but Doom being a slower champion, he thought he could use the ability to get in and out without taking much damage.
Okay. Well, LG coming out of Av3k, and you can already see Vo on low HP, and that was a quick 3-0 sweep for Av3k on the first round here.
Yeah.
You're looking good.
You're looking really, really good. And as I was saying, the patience on his rockets is what really impresses me. That's what shows me a great player. Someone who has that ability to control everything in fight and calculate every positional rocket, etc. That's a really great sign.
It was a shame for Vo, I guess you can say, not getting the rocket as quick as he wanted to. Didn't get to be that aggressive style that we saw him doing against RZD.
But we saw a complete switch up in how he was playing, and that recognizing the disadvantage he had and just backing off and playing extremely slow.
I like how Av3k just pushes him back there, though, with the HMG, just gaining some ground to pick up the rocket launcher.
And that's, as we move in here with the rocket fight, Vo's in a bit of trouble. He needs to get out of there. Ooh.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get hit railed or he's going to be dead here. The rockets are just not landing for Av3k, and he has to get up the high ground control. Hits a rail, though, to connect, and now both players might need to retreat here, though. Av3k maybe looking for the charge, maybe looking for the finisher. Might have an opportunity. He's going to hit another shot. Vo does have the HP to survive for now, but he doesn't have injection anymore.
And as I was saying at the start there, Av3k had nothing to his name, and yet he did around about 100 damage to Vo and still pushed in for the heavy armor damage. And that's the sign of a difference between being passive and defensive. That, yes, Av3k couldn't be aggressive, but he stuck around to deal damage while taking none himself. That's the perfect situation, making the worst of a bad situation.
Well, now he's been able to claw his way back into this, too. He's got the heavy armor. Vo's got the mega health, and Vo, even though on Anarchy, like you mentioned before, playing us a lot differently than his previous matchup. Now he's being forced to retreat away. The injection will be up. The rocket, or the RL is going to come out. Or RL. Everywhere it is. The rail comes out, sorry, as he does connect one of those. Yeah. But now he doesn't have a lot of HP left here in Av3k. He's got the HP to survive another hit.
Yeah, Vo playing much slower, which is definitely what he needs to do. But once again, that's nice.
Yeah, I'm locked into this corridor. But does Vo, yeah, Vo does have rockets. Goes for the LG instead, and you see Av3k now being forced back on the back foot here, finding the blood pool, connecting the shots, trying to use the double jump towards the advantage. 20 HP left to go, and Vo will turn this around, pick up the first frag, and get the champion lead here in our second round. He's finally getting right off the bat. Reanimation comes in, and they kill each other. So that's gonna give Vo a major advantage. Obviously, having two different champions to pick from, and now Av3k's been forced onto the Nyx. Doomslayer coming out here of Vo.
Yeah, but the Nyx obviously extremely powerful, and I would say it's probably Av3k's used to be his signature champion, and he uses a Ghost Walk extremely well, but now he's going to be forced to pop it to get out of there alive.
Oh, both are in the same direction. Berserk has been popped to chase him down. He's going for the kill. Can he get the last punch and the frag to finish this off? Looks like Vo will not be able to do just that. And Av3k, the mind games, does outposition himself, or outposition Vo to escape that.
Yeah, he was lucky to get out of there because being in the corner, there was actually no option for where he could go with that Ghost Walk. So Vo definitely had the read, and Av3k extremely fortunate to get out of there. So Vo on top at this point in time.
Look at the stack he's got. He's got 2 seconds to get over to the heavy armor as well. The rocket's coming out. Ghost Walk has been popped another time, trying to read into where he's going, and he actually has the read done. He has the opportunity to pick up heavy armor. And more importantly, he's just trying to bait it out here, trying to get some early chip damage in. But Av3k comes in huge with a rocket followed up by the rail.
That first rocket was pinpoint, and it knocked Vo into the air just enough time to finish him off with the rail combo.
Oh, he's coming back in the plasma trail, and Av3k gets the sick midi to pull that back from being down. Champions.
Yeah, I mean...
Vo, there's some frustration in his eyes there.
I don't think he expected Av3k to be there. I mean, he may well have done if he did, but it was, again, just a little bit careless. That kind of mid part of the last round was perfect. He just needs to kind of continue on that same path. But Av3k hitting the first rockets is just what he needed to do in the clutch moments.
And heavy armor has been picked up. Vo has actually taken a hell of a lot of damage here. And the mega health, having about a 15-16 second gap between the two. And Av3k can assume that has been taken finally. Rocket, I think the first one going over to him.
So one of the features I find of Av3k's game in particular is that he's confident in his decision making, and that when a decision needs to be made, it's always full committal. So whether he's stuck in a corner, if he makes a decision to escape, he will just commit to it rather than being half-hearted and hesitant.
So no second thoughts.
Exactly. He knows what he wants to do at all points in time, and there's no back down. And if you can, and that kind of can swing things in your favor, even if it's the wrong decision.
Everyone now Vo. He's got to pick up the rail here. He's been hitting some great shots against RZD. He's had a couple of good ones here. Gonna get the initial dodge out on Av3k's first shot. But now, what are these two players doing here? I mean, they've had the chance to fill each other out for the first 2 rounds. Vo again playing really slow compared to Av3k. And we're gonna have, looks like, a big fight happen here with the heavy armor's been picked up right off the bat. The rockets are not seeming to land just yet here for Vo. The rail is gonna get blocked out by the urn.
That was good by Av3k as well, and nice escape from Vo in the end. Just being present, putting a little bit of pressure on the items. That's what he needs to do.
Ooh, that's a great first rocket. Double jump's gonna net him the freedom from dodging that rail. Second rocket's gonna come back in, looking for the rail finisher. Won't be able to hit it. He's gonna go on the chase. He still has the injection. Actually trying to cut him off, it seems, but fails the jump.
That was the right play. But the characteristic we've seen so far, as I mentioned at the very beginning, is that Vo missed 2 relatively hittable rails. There's a good rail.
I like that you said that, though. Relatively hittable. Not easy, but hittable.
They weren't easy, but they were rails he would have hit in the last game, and rails that the best players in the clutch moments will probably hit.
Well, now we see the LG come back out of Av3k, and he only has 40 HP left, and Vo's going to quickly shut that down. Now he's going to be up the 1 champion here, and he needs this round. He needs to get himself back in this map. He's going for the chase. Going to jump back up into the LG range, where he's just getting juggled for the most part. The rocket comes in to knock him away, but he's still going on the chase. He's still looking for the finisher, and he's going to get it. Av3k's going to fall, and Vo still has the injection to use.
That was perfect timing from Vo. Yes, going up the jump pad was extremely risky, but knowing he had enough time to get up and land on the Mega forced Av3k out and got him the frag.
Yeah, that was... I mean, obviously that was skill, but a little bit of luck in there too that Av3k didn't secure that one, and Vo's quickly going to shut this down. There you go. That's going to be a quick 3-0 sweep.
That was nice. The reason Av3k backed back out is because he knew Vo had the speed advantage. With no Ghost Walk up, there was no opportunity, so he took the only real play he had, which was to turn around and try and fight his corner.
Fight. Sometimes even the most cautious of animals can be the deadliest when in the corner.
The honey badger.
Ugh. I would never want to be a mongoose around a honey badger. They don't give a hoot. Shut my mouth. Rocket launcher ready for Av3k. Again, that speed. I mean, to be fair, we talk about double jump being a good counter to rockets, but so speed. As long as you don't get hit with the first one, you don't get juggled.
Exactly.
And Vo, I think, showing like how good he is with his movement.
It's one of the reasons why Anarchy is just favored in general, is that speed and air movement allows you to get out of situations you really shouldn't do.
Oh, 6 HP left too. Injection was used there in that fight, so he most certainly should have been dead. Now gets the mega health. Has time to get to the heavy armor too. Av3k letting this game sort of slip away here, and he's looking for the security. He's looking to challenge out on it, but he actually misreads where Av3k's going. Now the fight's gonna be breaking down. The rail's not gonna land, and Av3k does fight his way back. And we're off to the races, but Av3k comes out the better horse. Well done, actually. That was really, I think it was very smart by Vo, but the shots at Av3k, just the raw aiming skill this guy has was phenomenal.
Yeah, and this is one of the features of Av3k's play that I like, is that he had no right there, but he committed for the heavy armor. And it's that confidence in his fighting ability, hit the first rockets, juggled Vo around. It's just the aggression, controlled aggression, and hitting the first shot, which just puts him out on top of these situations where he just has no right.
When you talk about passive versus defensive there, you saw Vo, he knew he probably wasn't going to win the aim battle, or at the battle in general, but still tried to at least apply the pressure to Av3k, to not give him the freedom to just run around the map and feel like he has full control of it.
Yeah, exactly. Just your presence there, even if you don't do any damage, it buys a few seconds on the item. Vo was in a position where he wasn't ever really going to take any damage, but had the ability to deal out damage, and that's exactly what you need to do. So just standing on bridge, again, he's not really dealing any damage, but it keeps Av3k on the back foot.
Keeps him in check.
Exactly.
Well, now Av3k's going on the chase here, and he's already stacked to boot. And you can see Vo immediately respecting that, backing away with a little bit of damage ticker. He knows exactly where he's going to be, going for some good control on rockets, but to be fair, Vo should already have quite a bit of ammo stocked up himself. But how do you know, if you're Vo here, how do you get back in this one? Because Av3k, he does technically have full control of all the major pickups.
He does, but Vo's doing the right thing. He just, now he's in a lot of trouble if Av3k wants to push in.
Not able to hit that second rail, has an opportunity for a third. Looks like he might back off now. The heavy armor is up, and again, I mean, Vo, he's not overcommitting into these fights. He's not letting Av3k feel as comfortable as he wants to.
No, and that was calculated by Av3k, knowing that he could have probably pushed in for the kill, but being 2-1 up, there's no reason to take over-the-top risks.
Oh, Mega's up. And now Vo's not able to really contest that too much, as Av3k's able to secure that yet again. But 10 seconds to go. He's got the rail, right? He's got the rockets plenty. He could at least challenge out another time, but already being forced back by the LG, and with 59 HP, there's no way he can contest that. One rail would finish him off.
Yeah, and you said, how did he get back into this? And he's doing the right thing. He's trying to pressure items. He's getting in good defensive positions where he can deal that damage. It's just not enough is connecting.
Just takes like one rail, right? You hit that one rail where Av3k doesn't hit it, and then you get that control back.
It's one rail, one rocket, one position where Av3k decides to overextend, and then suddenly Vo can turn the tables. But I mean, there's no reason to push. It's one champion piece.
Yeah.
Minute and a half left, so the next frag is going to be very, very important.
Well, we've got heavy armor up again. Av3k still maintaining the control of the mega items. And Vo trying to challenge out here, trying to refresh his rockets, jumps over the entirety of the doorway, not getting really any damage taken from him.
That was exactly what I mean. Appreciating the route that Av3k was going to take, because that's one of the things with these type of champions, is that they like to take those kind of same routes to maximize momentum and cutting him off through the doorway.
Right.
So as soon as he hits that rocket, you can see now Av3k is the one on the back foot.
Yeah, he was able to pick up Mega too for Vo, so he was able to get some sort of control. That's going to be a great rail coming back to net him a lot of damage now done. He wants to maybe go for the chase here. He's got the injection, he's got the health advantage.
Oh.
Impressive doesn't do it justice of how great that shot was just there.
And Av3k wants to push in for the kill. He can smell blood here, even though the mega health is up.
Yeah, but how does Vo get back there? Because Vo's the one with the timing on it, and with that damage coming through, Av3k's immediately going to turn tail here and probably pick up the mega himself. But where has Vo gone? He's not in a position to rail this, not to counter it. He's actually under him right now if they just traded position, so Vo maybe misreading the timing on that.
No, it was...
And Av3k's back in control.
So smart by Av3k. Pushing in, leaving the mega health up, dealing that damage by the heavy, gave the impression to Vo that Av3k was going to stick around and that he was too weak to commit for the heavy armor and had to back off himself. But there you go. A nice position in the doorway. Gets him back in control. So these rocket fights can swing momentum so quickly.
Now we're in sudden death. Next kill does win the round, and Vo's going to need this one to take it to our 5th round of this first map. And he's got the mega health. Most importantly to work with here, Av3k is going to have the heavy armor in a second. Going to be able to secure that one. But again, Vo has the high grounds. He just... I feel like there's been, and maybe I'm being too harsh, there's been a lot of opportunities where if Vo just like hits that one rail, he could take this, or could take this round. But to be fair, both players have been going for some extremely difficult shots.
Yeah, there's been a few occasions where Vo should have hit something and didn't. But the fact that he's still in this round shows you that he has that capability to play around that deficiency, which is good in itself.
Oh, that's a great connection. 70 damage now done. Av3k's going to have his injection up, but being very smart. I like how careful Av3k's being with the injection so far. Really only using it when pretty much like the final damage would be dealt.
Yeah, exactly. It's very similar to the Ghost Walk in that you need it up, particularly now he's in sudden death, that if you don't have it up, it could just cost you.
Well, now he's not going to go for the challenge, most likely, right? He's got to avoid these fights. He doesn't have the HP. He doesn't have the injection anymore. I don't know if Vu heard it. I don't know if he realized that the injection was already used and he has a window to play for.
Yeah, I think you're right. But even if he did, it's still risky to try and force something just because the injection's down. Because any mistake on Vu's part and it could be game over.
Oh, Vu maybe looking for the fight there. If you hit that first rocket, you know he would have pounced like a shark smelling blood in the water. He hasn't even used his Berserk just yet. Not even a single time to run away. Oh, that was risky. 20 HP left. Now he's finally going to pop the Berserk here, trying to create some distance. But again, Av3k's going to be fast. But Av3k playing it safe. Goes for the heavy armor. He'll be wrapping around back to Mega.
Yeah, he knows that Vu now, being so weak, cannot have a presence on the map. So he's going to be searching every crack and crevice to try and get that last bit of damage he needs to finish off this game.
Look how safe Vu's playing. But Vu has been captured. He has been aggressed on. He's actually, again, been able to create some distance. He got a little bit of decent damage in to at least eat away at the armor, eat away at the stack that Av3k did have. And Av3k only has one shot left on his rail. So he's going to have to eventually transition back into that position. Both players being very cautious, realizing how big this round is going to be. Oh, that's about 92 damage now done. The follow-up rocket going to land as well. The pressure's now on. Av3k has the stack still in his favor, and Vu has no HP left to work with. He's going to have Berserk. But he's not using it, finally coming back out, and he looks for the punch, but Av3k going to finally close that one out. I'm going to take the first map here 3-1. We got a game in our hands here, ZSX. Finally, Dan.
That last round was the best of the day. That was high quality Quake champions coming out.
They're going to pull a water boy there. A little bit of Adam Sandler. Yeah. High quality H2O.
High quality rolls of the tongue.
Yeah. That was great. It was really well done. And I love the, again, the change of styles. I think I like most importantly about that set just now was Vu realizing that he didn't have control of the map, but he stayed in it. Yeah. He kept battling it out. He kept playing the way he needed to. And again, we saw moments where he took control back with a nice rail that he did put down. We saw him lose control with Av3k being able to claw his way back into this one. So both players, I think, giving a lot of respect to each other and really showing like what high-level Quake can be. And
on the flip side, Av3k knowing when to push in. So that right at that end then, leaving items up, following in for the kill, really understanding the limitations that he has within the game. So whether it was taking an item out of Vu's grasp when he shouldn't be there, that's the type of play that can win you games, and that's one of the most attractive things to me when I get to watching Av3k.
Well, now, I mean, Vu in particular, we talked about consistency being a major thing that's plagued him in the past, or worked for him technically at QuakeCon. Playing, as you said, he mentioned above what he normally can do.
Yeah, technically. But this is one of the concerns, is when the pressure was on, I just didn't see him hitting the necessary shots. It would have been a much closer game if a few rails connected here or there that it might have hit in other means. But now we have Blood Run, which is Vu's pick. And here is definitely his comfort zone. This is where we've seen him play to his utmost potential. Took this map off Av3k at QuakeCon and sticking with the Sorlag as well instead of the Doomslayer.
Yeah, didn't Vu, he beat Av3k and he beat Kilson, remember correctly, in QuakeCon.
He did, yeah.
He definitely had a difficult path. But then again, so did Klaus had a couple of tough opponents. I mean, he had Coolers.
Cooler, and that was really the only true big name.
Right.
So yeah, Vu definitely had a harder path to the final.
Well, we talk about, peaking in tournaments, right? Mm-hmm. It's something that's always mentioned about, like, when you peak in the tournament. Do you peak early on, in the middle of the tournament, towards the end? And some players...
If you can get to the end.
I mean, yeah, exactly, right? Like, the thing is, like, you kind of have to force your peak earlier on if you feel like you can't get through some of these matches.
Force it and hold it.
Yeah, and we're going to find out. I mean, obviously we have quite a few more matches to come today. I'm not sure exactly how many. I'm trying to... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 maybe? Assuming we're playing everything on stream. Yeah. Well, 6, sorry. If we're playing everything on stream.
Okay.
And then tomorrow, of course, we do have playoffs, which are best of 5s. And then moving into... Well, it's a double elimination playoff. So 2 players from each group move on. Then losers will play in the loser bracket and then make their way through into the final best of 5. So here we go. Second map coming up. Av3k up 1-0 in the series. But I have no doubts in my mind that Vu can pull it back to take it to a third here. So kick things off on Blood Run.
Av3k on the Doom, Vo on the Sorlag.
Now, you talked about Vo against RZD, the way he likes to play Sorlag here. Is similar to what Kilson was saying, if I remember correctly, or what Kilson was doing.
Yeah, well, I mean, we saw a mixture of styles, but I definitely think that Vo will be playing on the more defensive, slower side, trying to get into those rocket fights.
Well, Av3k's got to be careful. He only has 3
Nice
rocks.
rail.
Vo reading that really well. Didn't want to give any ground to, knowing he had him trapped in the corner. Wanted to secure that kill, and now he's stacked. He's very stacked. Look at the HP he's got. Look at the health he has to work with to get around the map even quicker to match against the pace of Av3k. And cool guys don't look at explosions. Cool guys don't look at kills either.
Style points of Vo, and that's the benefit of the Sorlag when you have it in somebody that can really, really take advantage of those movement capabilities. That Av3k was just suffocated by the speed that Vo was able to become aggressive at.
Oh, he wants to camp this too. LG coming through. It's going to do some damage, at least force him back, but it's not going to do enough to stick. And now it looks like Vo's trying to go for some major control of these items. Realize the LG is the only thing that Av3k really has to work with here on the Nyx. Looks like he did eventually give up the rail control. And I don't know if Av3k actually has RL at the moment.
I don't think so. I didn't see where he spawned though. He doesn't.
Yeah, doesn't have it. He's just nothing to work with here. He's got, the health pool. Finally pick up the rocket to have some sort of ability to contest, but all that health he did secure is now gone. Yeah, he did 80 damage with 1 rail, but we know the health pool Sorlag has. Then Av3k is railable 100%. Ghostwalk will be used to have to give up heavy armor another time. And Vo just, I mean, this is complete 180. He's doing exactly what Av3k did to him in that first round of our last map.
Yeah, but Av3k still has a Nyx. There's no rounds gone yet, and understanding the position, trying to just keep an eye on where Vo is. This is why he's sneaking around, because he doesn't really know what Vo's doing. As soon as he knows where Vo is, he can take a more aggressive position and deal damage. So that's excellent play.
Yeah, pretty much just cancels out the Mega being picked up there. A lot of LG damage being done too, but the rail out of Vo will close out the first round.
But once again, that kind of last 20 seconds was the great example of how to be defensive without much playing with. So working out where your opponent is, then taking relevant position to be able to deal damage. It was a resultant nice rail from Vo to finish him off, but the actual play from Av3k was ideal.
Ooh, Vo again starting off in the Sorlag. Trying to punish the heavy armor taking some shotgun damage, yeah, but that's again all Av3k's going to have. So imagine if he had a rocket in that situation. I think that's why Vo stuck around. Get some extra damage in knowing he had no guns to work with.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh. Ooh, the Goomba stomp there, jumping directly on his head, but Vo's very low on health. Luckily he's going to have the speed advantage here. That nail gun. That's doing some, it's peppering him down. A couple of shots here or there. It's buying him some time, buying him some sort of distance and some space to play with.
20 per tick is nothing to shout, well, nothing to be shy about.
That's why I like the nail gun. I wish people were better at it. Well, yeah, it depends on how you look at it. I don't know, because it's always so great to see.
Sorry, we suck.
Yeah, come on, get on my level. But look at the stack now that Av3k does have. It's finally healthy in this matchup since he had such a tough start against Vo on this map in the first round.
Yeah, and with the advantage, you can see he's got no fear in just pushing into these areas where he expects Vo to be. Rather than just kind of waiting around, he's now trying to take the initiative. And Vo's doing a great job of keeping in the back roads, making sure Av3k cannot do what he wants to do. And I'm sure, we're not looking at Vo, but I'm sure every time he's taking positions, he's making sure he is the one that could take the initiative if Av3k pushes in.
Heavy will be up in 3 seconds. Obviously, gonna have the timer. Wonder where, yeah, okay, Vo's actually looking to do some damage on it, but you can see Av3k already having the read. Throws off a rocket in his direction. Now looking for Mega. And Vo, I mean, he has to have the rail, right?
Yeah,
he's got to have it. But he hasn't been able to punish any of these pickups just yet.
No. But with Sorlag, it's not as important because, as you can see, Vo's picked himself a full stack, which means he is in fighting shape if he ever wants to take an engagement.
Yeah, he's pretty much equivalent to what Vo's got.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it looks like Vo's on the back foot, but seeing the switch up in styles is nice to see. It connects that first rocket. That rail might have been enough to finish him off. Av3k will be taken away, so he knows exactly where he's going to be. And finally now Vo gets the Mega.
Yeah, keeping an eye on Av3k. He knew exactly where he was based on those tick damage, which is one of the nice benefits of that ability.
Heavy up in about 10 seconds time, halfway through this round. So we're equal on champions so far. And Vu sporting his movement ability again, like we saw in Anarchy against RZD. Heavy's going to be up, and Vu hit a nice rocket with a lot of damage onto Av3k.
Yep. Playing a little bit too patient here. Just, oh, nice rail from Av3k coming out, and that's going to mean Vu cannot even leave this area now until he's got a little bit more stack.
We already talked about patience of these rocket shots, and you saw there again, Vu knowing Av3k's on Doomslayer, there's a good chance he can jump over these rockets. So waits for him to use that jump, waits for him to hit the ground, or at least get close to the ground again. Heavy Armor's gonna be back up in here using that double jump, which, you know, is honestly, I'm actually glad they added a champion who has like double jump like this, because the mobility you have is so ridiculous, and it makes up for the lack of speed, as you pointed out before. At 98 HP, similar in health pools at the moment.
Yeah, once again, we're getting that to position where 3.5 minutes in, each champion kill becomes even more important. This perfect rockets. So it's going to be a tough ask now for Vu to get back with just over a minute remaining. He does have Anarchy, which means the pace of the game should be sped up now.
But talk to me about Anarchy on this map. I feel like it's a little bit harder to get the momentum around the map that you're looking for.
It's not hard to get momentum around the map, but there's a lot of choke points, which means you have to be extremely careful when doing so.
Oh, wow. He comes directly into his face, picks up the mega health, has the ability to challenge out on this one, and with 35 HP, Av3k's going to have to back away, but so is Vu. A very low HP, but he connects the rail, ties things up with such little time left on the board, sub 1 minute.
Really fortunate by Vu there. Right play and pushing in and using the speed to steal away the mega. Oh no!
What?
Oh no!
I'm not sure what that was, but that cost him another life here and allows Av3k a chance to pull around back on this map.
He was trying to use the wall as a speed boost to get across and to prevent the rail. And yeah!
Didn't work. Clearly didn't work. 15 seconds left to go, and you're seeing Av3k looks like he's just trying to run now, not give a chance for Vu to pick up the kill. Gets the mega health as well, almost securing himself a win in this round, but the fight has come in, and Vu gets it! He gets it with the punch, and we're going back to sudden death. It's going to be Nyx up against Doomslayer.
Okay, calm down.
Yeah, I can see a little bit, so let's say a little bit of slower play here out of both players.
I expect Av3k to go back in here for one more sneak peek on the rail. Unlucky.
He's got mega health up now. Yeah, transition back into this one. Ooh, that's a great read.
Yeah.
Almost had it a second time, but he does escape. Mega health, or sorry, heavy armor in about 5 seconds time too. Which champion do you favor in this situation? In sudden death? On this map, do you have a preference? Or do you just have a player preference?
I mean, it's definitely player preference. I would always, I don't know, it's whoever.
I mean, it's Av3k on Nyx, right?
Yeah. I mean, whoever plays better. I mean, Nyx is technically a better defensive champion given the invisibility, but then if it's wasted and then your opponent has a big opportunity to push in, you're always vulnerable.
Well, he's been finally able to pick up the rocket, saving the mega health, as mentioned before. Goes for a little bit of skirmish early on, then secures it right after. So we pass that minute of time here in sudden death. LG and the rail coming back in, but Av3k sees the one on the back foot. 60 HP.
Don't know if Vu had the rail or not there, because if he did, I'm not sure why he didn't switch. Maybe it's just a lack of confidence. He does have the rail as well, so maybe it was just a lack of confidence in utilizing that.
Wait, he doesn't have rockets? Okay.
No, he didn't switch to the rail when in that combo.
No, he didn't have any rockets left just now. And he still had it out. I was wondering if he did not notice it yet.
Well, that cost Av3k earlier in the game. He would have won otherwise. Well, won the round, sorry.
Ghost Swat coming in, but he doesn't get enough damage done off the back of that to make up for the heavy being picked up at the rail. Working out in his favor.
Yeah, and I don't expect Av3k to commit at all. He's just going to try and chip away with those rails. Once Vu gets low, there might be the opportunity for Av3k to
aggressive Ghost Swat.
Exactly. But until then, it's just going to be trying to keep at range, trying to pick Vu off with these rails, because committing into a man fight with a stacked Doomslayer is not going to be in your advantage.
Not to mention when he has mega health and heavy armor.
Exactly.
Oh, he's getting the chip in like you mentioned, but now he's actually being pushed on. Ghost Walk will be used.
But this is dangerous.
He heard the jump, right?
Yeah,
he had to have heard it.
He knows exactly where he is.
Taking his time again. I'm liking this. I'm loving how you know, Vu in particular can just change his style up so quickly in a match at any given moment.
Yep, and you can see the way in which Av3k is always in a position to keep away from Vu and deal damage. It's definitely one of the hardest things to do, and Av3k is one of the masters of it as well.
He's definitely taking his time. 2 rockets left, so he's got to be very mindful of the ammo he's got left to go. Walking around the corner.
Such a great read.
Gets the initial shot, and oh, if he connected that rail, that could have been good. He misses the second.
He has
Vu's
Ghost
gonna
Walk
escape.
up now, and he knows Vu's slightly vulnerable.
Should be able to secure this one. That's a quick turnaround. He picked up the heavy, picked up the mega. Maybe looking for the next heavy. He's going for the chase. That rail, as he speeds on past him, almost connects. And that Ghost Walk. Oh my lord, these reads out of Av3k.
I expect a Ghost Walk to come up soon if he hits one more good shot.
And now Vu's the one on the back foot. Av3k's just looking for his chance to pounce here.
He's running around with the Berserk up.
Oh, connects another rail. Vu, gotta be careful. Av3k hasn't jumped in just yet. Didn't go for the aggressive Ghost Walk.
But he knows he's got Vu's contained. And that patience is key.
This is going to be tough for Vu. He's got no HP. He can almost kill himself here on accident. And Av3k does secure the kill and the round, tying things up at 1 apiece. Well played.
Great patience. No one would expect you to stay there for a 3rd time trying to Vu get out of there.
Oh, here we go. Loading back in.
Got some cosplay in the crowd.
There's actually, we haven't been able to talk about this whole event. Luca Comics and Games Convention. It's actually amazing. It's the 2nd biggest convention in the world, right behind San Diego Comic-Con.
You got some great facts.
Yeah, the normal, George said the normal population is like 85,000 here, but during this event it spikes up to 700,000.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, very. Well, Av3k going for the punches, connects 2 of them. And Vu, it's going to be the one forced to run away.
They do some real damage. They really do.
I bet your punches could do that, seeing your arms. Casually punching through walls. That's going to be the heavy picked up. Rails traded, but not connecting out of both players.
No, but this is one of the, I guess, the weaknesses of the bigger champions is that while they can have huge stacks that tick down slowly, once you get weak, it takes you an awful long time to get back up to that stack, and so you're extremely vulnerable.
Good point. And you can already see, I mean, Av3k's still able to battle out with him in HP, with the mega picked up.
So it's definitely not the end of the world when you get them low and you can't finish them off, because you know exactly what they need to have. They need to have health, they need to have armor, so you can really then use that that information to your advantage.
What was that acid spit there out of Vu? What's your thoughts on that?
Just zoning. He thought Av3k would probably push it.
Okay, well the LG's coming out, and the LG's doing some serious work. 19 HP left, picks up those 2 health bubbles. And Av3k not going for the push, and not going for the closer, the finisher.
Once again, Av3k has Vu trapped with nothing to work with, so he's going to hold this ground again. Will it be 3rd, 4th time? Fool me once, fool me twice scenario. Nope. Vu jumps down.
I know there's a fool me 3 times, but I don't know what they say about 4. Mega health picked up. 2 rockets have landed, but Vu, with the mega on his side and the HP pool he had to work with, gets the rockets, gets the kill, gets the champion lead here in our 3rd round.
And that's a good example of why Sorlag or champion, heavier champions are particularly powerful in those close corridor fights, just because they hit even rockets, and yet the Sorlag comes out way on top.
I don't know if that was a good read out of Vu or bad position out of Av3k there. Almost gets it. Closes that out. That was quick 3-0. And Vu now 1 round away from tying things up in the series. Av3k still leading 1-0, but down 1-2 in rounds here. These 2, I mean, we've seen both of them have very quick 3-0s. We've seen some really like 3-4 minute sudden deaths. I think, you know, really showing what Quake can be like at the top levels, even though we've had, you know, some great matchups, but the results haven't been there, just in very quick 2-0s. Yeah.
And this is the kind of first even match. I mean, Kilson, obviously, as we said, just played out his mind earlier.
Oh, both connected with that rail. It was a fantastic shot of both players.
But that's probably going to favor Vu, even though he doesn't have a rocket, which is the one thing he really needs to get back onto. Wow, that is some serious damage coming out from Av3k.
Vuke, I think, could be quite happy about connecting that rail too on his way out.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good point, because that rail prevents Av3k doing what he wanted to do, but pushing. But all of a sudden, Av3k is just connecting
Well, we're starting to peak in the series at a good time, it seems. Not letting that one go. But again, something similar to what we saw Kilson do on Doomslayer against Claws in the first match of the day. Being very patient in some of these positions, waiting for these choke point fights. Then again, he's against Sorlag. And we didn't get to see Claws play that one. Again, the push-in coming back in. We respected him quite a bit. So Rails will be missing. Connects another. That's a nice 90 damage coming through. And Vu is still trying to challenge out this one. He's still trying to prevent him from picking up this Mega for free.
Oh, he ran out of ammo. I see.
He was spamming a hell of a lot. Oh, is he trapped again? Oh, just caught a pixel.
No, but this is one of the problems that Vu can fall back into, in that while he is very good at keeping off the map and hiding, unlike, as we saw, Av3k on the defensive, Vu is letting Av3k get complete and utter control. And yes, I said it's not a huge problem when you're a Sorlag and you have that stack advantage. Well, not stack advantage, but stack parity. I mean, it's...
Well, and also momentum of the game, right?
Yeah, exactly. It is about momentum. It is about the way in which you're forced into positions where you don't want to be.
It's a great shot with a double jump too there. And he's looking for maybe the chase. He's gotta be careful again. Like if he comes through that doorway, the acid spit plus the rocket damage can be a little bit overwhelming. As now Vu's turning things around, looking for the chase himself. 30 HP left to go for Av3k, who looks like will create some distance, but Vu has turned the momentum around of this round.
But that's the kind of fight he's relying on. He's relying on Av3k to overextend. And the best players in the world generally don't make enough mistakes for you to make that strategy worthwhile. So there needs to be times where Vu does pick up the pace.
Well, that's good composure, I think, out of Av3k too, because he wanted to chase that, but was just being smart about it too, most importantly.
Yeah.
Ooh, another great rail. Av3k is hitting some seriously sick shots so far on this rail.
Yeah, as a player, he's got one of the higher outputs of damage. And considering his aim generally doesn't look that as powerful as some of the other players, it's incredible as the amount of damage he does get out on you.
Another rail.
Rail after rail after rail, chip damage.
And then he gets away right after too. It's not like he's like locked down in a corner. He's like, all right, I hit you with the rail. I'm going to keep going around the map, keep getting these pickups, and keep getting this control, because he's been stacked for what feels like almost the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, and that's the skill of someone, the more kind of, I guess, Eastern European players, they do it particularly well, is they hit these rails in positions, hit all this damage in positions where they don't take damage.
Oh, some great rocket coming through. The rail's not going to connect, and you see Vu, who did have acid spit up, he could have maybe challenged out on that one, backs away.
Well, Vu actually had the stack advantage after that fight. So, just playing,
trying to build up an advantage and kind of create some more distance between the two.
Yeah. Oh, nice rocket.
5,000 damage done so far here. Ridiculous, as you talked about, one of the higher damage output players.
Sticking around.
9 HP left.
He's got no fear.
We'll have the Mega too, so.
Just a split second too late, otherwise that might have been a kill. Last 30 seconds, so definitely not going to see any rash decisions from either player.
So now Vu trying to challenge out again, not give these away for free. Talked about passive versus defensive. Definitely playing defensive, but looks like Av3k wants to force the fight here. Look at the damage he's doing with the LG, and he might be able to clean this one up. He does get it. 15 seconds left to go. He's very low in HP, and there's a chance that that Vu knows exactly where he's going to be to finish off the kill. But now with 8 seconds left, connects a rocket, as Av3k does, as Vu comes out of the gate.
He got him.
And that's going to throw it back into sudden death here. Vu doesn't have a stack to work with. He's actually low on armor. The rocket's going to land in a second, and Vu! 2 kills in less than 30 seconds to take the map. Well done.
Good play, old man.
To be fair, most of the players here are, older. I'm going to say old, because I'm as young as them.
Yep.
I actually don't know how old you are. I'm not gonna guess. I think it's a dangerous move on my part, because I have to spend a whole another day with you here. And I don't want to disappear in Luca.
That I mean, both of them taught me wrong. I thought there was nothing rash coming out, but of course Av3k being Av3k did push in for a super aggressive move on the Mega, and then somehow Vu with his Anarchy making the comeback. That was very impressive. Av3k, I'm sure, will be very frustrated.
Well, he took a rocket coming out of the gate. Well, once he respawned back at his Anarchy, and then he still got aggressive. Obviously, he had to, right? But in that kind of heat of the moment, to kind of hit those shots when you knew it was either win or lose at that point, really well done by him.
Yeah, now we are moving on to Corrupted Keep.
Okay. So no more rails.
So what's your predictions, Analyst Cap?
You want my expert opinions? I feel like Av3k's been having a better time on rails. I think Vu's been having a better time on rocket launcher. So I mean, by that, you know, by the transitive property, I think this is a map that Vu's going to take.
Why?
Because Vu has been looking better on rockets.
And there's no rail.
And there's no rail.
I was waiting to see. Okay.
Waiting to see what?
You remembered there was no rail.
Oh, come on. Actually, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of that, of taking away certain weapons on certain maps, because then you can, like, kind of, if you're a player, make your own identity a little bit more, and, like, force people to go to maps, like, say, you know, player A is, like, the best RL player you've ever seen, you know, and Quake hands down. You take him to a map without rocket launcher. If he doesn't like Vo0 or something like that, then you put him in a disadvantage.
That's something that doesn't happen. That would never happen. I'm just putting that out there now.
But what if it did?
Wow, then no.
I think rocket launcher and rail are some of the most exciting weapons to view, to like cast into view.
You don't like the tracking, the pure hit scan? The
tracking's okay, but there's something so satisfying about seeing someone hit like a mid-air rocket on someone, you know, and hitting like these split-second rails, like just going through a gate and hitting it. Yeah, like those are, it's so satisfying to to do and to watch. But yeah, LG is fun as well. Just being able to see people like track onto a target like that, and also being able to juggle them in the air is always really cool to see with the LG.
Juggle them with LG in the air?
Yeah.
That's a skill.
Yeah. I don't have that kind of skill.
Come from Overwatch, of course you don't.
Oh my god. All right, so it's this kind of day now. Okay.
We'll leave that there for today.
You can't slap me in the face with a figurative, you know, glove and then say, "Oh, let's hold back on this one, guys." There we go. On a Corrupted Keep. Rocket launcher has been picked up off the bat by Vu.
I think you'll find I can do what I want.
Probably. I mean, I'd let you. You're a handsome enough man.
Damage coming out from Av3k. I think he's done around 200 damage to Vu with no return, and he's going to push it for the kill. Nice and simple.
Gets the LG, gets the track, and that's his Doomslayer now out of this. So Vu's going to have to go back to Anarchy. And Av3k looking pretty good here.
So yeah, this is the first time we've seen Vu with the Doomslayer. I think Anarchy is most certainly his best option and best champion.
Ooh. 28 HP left. He's still with the challenge. He gets him on the read with the jump pad. And he's missing the rocks. 1 HP done, and Vu does turn that around in style.
What a messy frag.
He'll take it, though.
He will take it.
Tying things up now at 1 apiece between the two. And look at that. The timing on both those pickups. Milliseconds away from each other. And the speed, this aggression coming out of Av3k. Doesn't have a lot of HP, but he has a high ground advantage. He's looking for the chase, gets another rocket in. He can't connect a third. And Vu's trying to create the distance. He's been able to do just that.
Oh, one of the first times I'm going to critique Av3k for his weapon choice. Why on earth did he not switch to shotgun?
Style points?
Nah.
I don't know. I'm just trying to give him the benefit of the doubt here. Connects another rocket. Both of them going head-to-head. Injections have been popped out of both. But Av3k's going to get the kill.
Clutch rockets is costing each player.
Oh, no. He's got him trapped. He's got LG.
He's a Nyx, though. There's not really much you can do there.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's got to pop the Ghost Walk to get away, but it looks like Av3k gave him some ground. Ghost Walk has now been used, and ooh, he wants to go for the fight with a nail gun. He had a rocket. No, he just picked up the rocket. Av3k's getting bounced, and he gets, wow, Vu.
How?
Big shots.
That was really nice. It was risky, but it ended up being really nice.
Yeah, I'm surprised he went on the chase like that with a nail gun. I mean, he was probably trying to get to the rocket launcher, right? Which he did eventually pick up, but so balls to do. And not to mention, Vu is gonna have the Ghost Walk advantage. 30-second difference between the two. Connects the first rocket, can't hit the follow-up, but there it is. And Vu turns it around from being down 1 champion to get 3 in a row.
Yeah, it was nice. I mean, the reason he chased is because Av3k didn't know where he was.
Okay.
And that he thought he would catch Av3k from behind, but also being safe in that he would have backed off as Av3k was moving away. So it's quite a session play.
Yeah, we haven't had time to talk about the venue or Luca again too much, but the venue inside of the Church of Saint Romano, sorry, but it's been decommissioned.
So it's not a sin.
From what I've been saying in here from yesterday, I hopefully it's not.
This place is fantastic, though. Yeah,
it's really cool, and just the entirety of the event is amazing. But luckily now we've got some amazing matches. We've gotten some close ones here between Vo and Av3k, and the LG again doing some serious work.
Oh,
using that Berserk to get away. Everything has gone red, and maybe he's looking for a punch or two, but the distance has been kept, though, most importantly by Av3k, and Vo in a really bad position, switches to the shotgun.
Just did enough damage to keep Av3k low enough from pushing in for a kill. It's one of the negatives of Berserk is that you cannot cancel it, so if you can't get to your opponent, then you're pretty stuffed.
One of Av3k. Oh, both of them playing very quiet. I believe Vo is looking for that initial rocket as Av3k has been jumping around. I think Vo has given his position up. Mega's going to be picked up for Av3k here. Most likely heavy armor, yeah, immediately retreating away. And you already talked about, the speed of Doomslayer. Does use that to his advantage, but actually he's been traded positions, and Av3k's the one to pick up the heavy armor. The Mega health has been dwindled away at, but still, Vo not getting the pickups that he wanted to necessarily.
No, but making the right decisions in that higher ground there is the position you need to be to deal damage. The only other option is doing it when they come out the teleporter, and it's a little bit riskier. So, but again, Vo playing really, really well, holding that middle ground well, cutting Av3k off from pushing into the Mega. But Av3k equally doing a nice job of sneaking around because he didn't know where Vo was, and in doing so limited the amount of damage that he received.
Well, he's got 2 rockets left. He's going to have to pick this up. He knows Vo is right around the corner. And again, back to phase 1, back to where they've been dueling time and time again here in this doorway. Mega health on 5 seconds.
Av3k's going to push in to try and deal some damage here.
It used to be like a bunny rabbit skin, I feel like, for Doomslayer with the double jumps.
Do you reckon that fits with the whole Quake ethos?
Really? Have you seen some of the skins?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, Av3k going for the chase of the LG again. A little bit hesitant to go through the teleport at first, but you can see just on the top-hand side of your screen how low Vo is on HP and armor. Again, no railgun here, so I don't have to worry about that 80 damage coming through. 90, that was a great first shot, and Av3k gets the kill. Again, patience. He's very patient.
And you ask any professional in the scene and they will tell you how important...
Sorry, the reads. That's 2 70 damage rockets in a row.
How important the first rocket is, and it defines fights, it defines the outcome of the game, so... Just, yeah.
Good little drive-by by Vo there, though, to pick up the heavy and then escape right after through the teleporter.
Yeah, Av3k was quite weak himself, so he's not too upset. He didn't want to overcommit and end up dying, so just to deal any damage on that when you don't want to pick it up is good enough.
Again, use the double jumps to get away from these rockets. And Vo, on the low ground, 30 HP, you're not going to survive that one. Switch over the Nyx, and he's down now 2 champions with 2 minutes to go. I mean, we've already seen him pick up 2 kills in 30 seconds before.
He has, but he hasn't got the Anarchy. Wow, that's a very early aggressive Ghost Walk. Misreading where Av3k was going to be.
So Av3k, do you think Av3k heard that?
No. He might have just seen him come out, though.
Okay. Well, he's got 15 seconds left. He's actually being closed in on, and this is not looking good for Vo. 7 HP. Yeah. And Av3k will take the clean 3-0 on that round.
Yeah, I think he did. The aggression that came out there showed me that he was completely aware that Vo was... You can kind of tell from the way your opponent's playing as well, that if they had a Ghost Walk, they would generally be a bit more aggressive in your face. And the fact that Vo was hiding in a corridor kind of reflects to Av3k that something's a bit off. And it might be that Vo's used his Ghost Walk.
Oh, off the bat, Vo. He's got trapped in the corner. Oh, dear Lord.
Yeah, this is one of the maps where opening spawns is so risky, so you have to be extreme. Av3k is crazy.
I mean, Av3k has no weapons either. I think he only has like the shotgun there. Yeah. Definitely didn't get the rocket launch, and that's just seen Vo spam so heavily on it, trying to prevent him from picking it up. Oh.
Looks
good
like
to go. I think that's just us, right? I think that's just Spec.
Side, yeah. It looks like it. They're playing normally, so.
Yeah.
Oh, they're on land, so it can't be them, right?
Yeah. They're yeah, 1 ping. Nice. Good. I'm jealous. Oh, that rocket. Almost landing 50 HP. Both of them very low in health, but the injection advantage is going to be towards Av3k. He's going to be forced to use it most certainly there. And Vo's going to now have the advantage. Both of them so low on HP, and this aggression out of both of them. They don't want to let up. They don't want to give the other one an opportunity to get stacked back up.
No, but since the first map, I've been massively impressed in which the way in which Vo has adapted his game. He's playing, his positional game has become substantially better in that he's harnessing that middle ground and making sure that Av3k is never having a free ride on items, and that if he wants to push into the Mega or the Heavy, he's going to have to go through Vo and take some damage.
If Av3k maybe hit a couple of those, he could have bounced him in the air. But now with 30 HP, he's kind of trapped in the spot. He's going to have to go for the fight, and Vo's going to get the kill. So now Vo, the 2 champion advantage, with rounds tied, with series tied, so far at 1 apiece. He's looking to close out this round and take the lead for the first time in the series.
That was nearly a full blast shotgun. He's going to push in with the shotgun even.
Oh, he's still going. Oh my gosh.
It's like being bitten by a puppy. Just gonna
So it's adorable?
Being bitten by a puppy?
Yeah, it's a puppy. That doesn't hurt.
Can't do, they got teeth.
What kind of puppies are you fighting?
Pit bulls.
Just, you know, casually on your off time. So the Mega Health has now gone for Vo. Heavy armor for Av3k. But, you know, Vo having, you know, the 2 champion advantage is such a big deal.
Yeah.
That has to affect his style, right? His play style, knowing you have that kind of lead.
Well, yeah, like we were saying earlier, it can do, and sometimes you just don't want it to, because then you become too reserved and you might let Av3k back in. So it's an important balance between keeping the pressure up and not overextending.
To me, it looked like he was being more aggressive, knowing he had the advantage there. He was maybe just trying to control Av3k a little bit more. No, he didn't have many pickups. But look at Av3k, he's actually forcing the fight. He's got the Ghost Walk.
Missed the Mega. He didn't. I don't think he realized.
I'm going to go for the trade either way.
Yeah. And yeah, he needs to keep on Av3k, because I think he realized whenever he lets Av3k have a little bit of a free ride on the map, that's when his life gets very difficult, because Av3k is extremely good at utilizing stack advantage and forcing Vo into bad positions.
Well, I mean, luckily for Vo, he's on Anarchy, though. So he has the ability to get around extremely quickly.
Exactly. And I think, yeah, then now, as we said, around 1.5 minutes remaining, this is where we might see Vo go back into the ultra defensive mode, playing away from Av3k. He has that 2 champion advantage with lots to play with.
Oh, he might get a little bit safer here, but oh, the fadeaway rocket again.
Didn't even look again. So turning around, Cash. But now he's got 1 round, and he might take out Av3k in this game after such a strong start on the first map on Blood Covenant.
And again, with how competitive these groups are, it's so important to get every victory that you can, because we still have Av3k versus Cypher to come up next. Vo still needs to play against Cypher. And already off the bat, a lot of damage being traded.
Vo needs to play to win.
I mean, yeah. Good job, John Madden. Either he's going to win this match or he's going to lose it here.
God damn, we're insightful.
I'm not gonna lie, I've done some color like that before in some previous titles. Well, either he hits the shots or he doesn't here. And the LG is coming in, and the LG is actually keeping Av3k back, who only has a rocket launcher, so he's actually struggling to hit these shots. Vo's showing again mastery of his movement. And finally, Av3k's able to create some distance to get away, and most importantly, pick up some of these weapons that he's going to need.
Yeah, and the biggest struggle is just getting Vo off an Anarchy. If Av3k does that, then I think I would definitely always favor Av3k in a round, but the speed that Vo plays at, the ability for him to escape, it just makes life extremely hard.
And the rocket's coming out of Vo. He's actually very low on HP. But he has managed to pick up the Mega. He just have the Heavy in 3 seconds, and he has the speed to get there too. Most importantly, to cut him off. You can already see Av3k is there and waiting, but he's not able to secure it. Vo off to a strong start, and he gets the shot. Has the champion advantage now, looking for the spawn. But he has the rocket controlling.
He does, and that's, again, now Av3k has nothing. He has no lightning gun, he has no rockets, and Vo knows exactly what he needs.
Oh, well, he knows what he needs, but he's not able to hit the shot, and now he's the one low on HP.
And Av3k is in time for the Mega.
Oh my lord. This aggression out of Av3k, I think it's catching Vo off guard, and now it's forcing Vo to run away.
But Av3k missed the Mega health again, and he is extremely low, and he has no injection.
Nothing for him though, neither does Vo. So he's equal in that, and technically now Av3k has the advantage in that situation. Av3k's still playing on the back foot here, as we're hitting that 2-minute mark in. And those time shards too, most importantly, but the injection's just not going to be there in time, and Vo just hits another rocket.
and it's last champion for Av3k, all or nothing.
Yeah, his position away a little bit, but then again, does have the safety of the Ghost Walk, and again, he wants the heavy armor. Most importantly, he's going to need to work towards that rocket launcher another time, and Vu might just use that as his ability to pounce because his injection is back up.
Yeah, we can see already Vu with the 2 champion advantage playing careful now. He could have gone for the heavy initially and decided to back off. I'd be surprised if he even pushes in for the Mega, particularly now he's taken a rocket. There's no chance he would do that.
Oh, ooh, great little dodge out of Av3k there. I thought I was watching the Matrix for a second. Let's have the gauntlet out, but Ghost Walk comes in. Vu has injection still. He knows exactly where he's going to be, but luckily for him, he gets the armor. He gets the stack back. And Av3k still, I mean, 2 minutes of time left, but he has the opportunity to pull this one back. We know how explosive he can be as a player. And how good he can be on Nyx. It's just about Vu, if he's going to get caught out here.
Yeah, but we can see Vu staying on the heavy armor side of the map, not pushing through the doorway unless he knows it's relatively safe.
Hits a nice couple of shots here. Av3k very low on health. He's going to have Ghost Walk up in 3 seconds. He has to be careful. He's actually going to be pushed in on. He has to Ghost Walk in just a millisecond of time. He's going to have it now. He forces it out right away. Vu with no HP. And Av3k now looking the better of the 2.
Yeah, this is a big opportunity for Av3k now. He's going to have to try and catch Vu out, but Vu knowing the precarious situation, keeping his positional play good.
Oh, he wants to chase. He wants to close this one out. 3 seconds left to go on the Mega Health, and it looks like Av3k... Does he have the read on it? He should have the read on it. Yeah, he's going to be able to spot it out. He actually gets some decent damage in, but he gets stolen away from 30 HP left, and Vu closes that out. Not only does he get the round of the map, but he gets the series, and he gets himself almost guaranteed through into tomorrow with a 2-0 start here in Group B.
What a turnaround from Vu. For the first match on Blood Covenant, it looked like Av3k had his read, but...
Is that Tiger Woods?
Yeah, I know, right? And even on the first half of Blood Run, it looked like Av3k was all over Vu, and somehow he scrapes his way through Blood Run and then looked really, really dominant on the old Corrupted Keep.
And you can see what that means for him as well. We're going to head down to Jorstar on the stage.
Welcome back to the stage, ladies and gentlemen. Can we please have a round of applause for both of these players? What an incredible match of Quake champions that was. Vu. Usually hosts don't ask basic questions like this, but that match was so intense. Please talk us through what that felt like from start to finish, because we were on edge for basically the whole of the last half an hour.
Yeah, man, it was a very, very tense match. First map was Blood Covenant, and he basically got the better of me. His Doom, I couldn't handle his Doom. I thought I could put a dent in him with a Slash, but to no avail. So yeah, he won that map pretty easily, 3-1. Then Blood Run, we had some close encounters. The first 2 rounds, I think it was 1-1. Then the third round, I played a little bit less heavy on the nail gun side of the map and more on the rocket side of the map to throw him off. Because usually when I last played him at Quake on Blood Run, I was just camping in the nail gun room. And this time after in the middle of the map, I changed tactics and I won the next 2 rounds. So very close match. I had some really close encounters, man. But yeah, that's Quake champions for you. You know, you survive with 2 health, 5 health. Then third map, I started first 2 rounds with Doom. I thought I had the edge of him. I lost the second round. I figured, you know what? I'm just gonna stick to my roots and stick with Anarchy. And yeah, I won the next 2 rounds fairly, well, not easily, but I didn't die with Anarchy once. So close match, very close match. Could have gone either way. Av3k's a great player, but luckily for me, I won today.
And it's obviously a very long and grueling match. In the third map, was there a point where you thought, I'm now on the cusp of winning this? Did the nerves start sinking in sort of in the last couple of minutes of the game?
Maybe in the 4th round of the third map, I had some nerves, and in the overtime after I had some close encounters where I just rushed him with like 10 seconds left and I killed him. I think it happened twice. Quite lucky on my end with the rockets, but yeah, the nerves start hitting in when you're thinking about winning a match, which in general you should never think about winning a match. You should just play each match as if it's match point, basically.
You're on stage. It's nearly impossible to never think of that, right?
Yeah, but you just gotta, you know, think of it as you're just playing another match, and who knows what's gonna happen. But just don't think about, oh my God, I'm winning, I can win this match, and then you start shaking, and then you miss your shots, and it's hard, but it comes with experience.
Well, congratulations once again. The analysts are going to have a lot to say about how that match went down. It was absolutely incredible. But as we close out here on stage, ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause, please, for Vo.
Nice one, man.
Those dabs per